ESL One New York is brought to you in part by Alienware, Microsoft, CyberPower PC, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, The Score Esports, and NVIDIA.
Team Liquid and NaVi are about to once again clash in our third map. North America is ready, New York is ready. Of course, the Barclays Center has been wild and rife with fantastic CS fans, passionate about the game they love, and no one loves it more than the two teams on stage right now. It is going to be a battle on Dust2, no less. And I mean, what better map, gentlemen? We've seen Liquid on it twice already. That crazy storyline where they had to meet the same team on the same map, just an hour separate. Of course, talking of Fnatic, and they did throw the knockout blow to the Swedish roster that had been turning heads earlier in the tournament. And it is going to be Liquid, the home favorite, going up against NaVi on Dust2 to get to the grand finals. That's just kind of, I think actually, you know what, before we do start talking about Dust2, it's not a long segment, but Duncan, could you just quickly explain to people why Liquid, one map win away from getting to the grand finals, is a big deal for not, North American CS, but also for this team and their future?
Yeah, well, I mean, this was a team where I can tell you from inside the team, they were kind of disappointed when they had to let Simple go and they knew they couldn't get him again after that great run at the major. Like, some of them were thinking, is there a way we could get him into the team? Like, we got to make this work. Because as much as it wasn't that they didn't think Pimp could work, they were willing to give this a try, but they knew kind of you have to like reset the expectations. Like, if we get Pimp in, okay, we have to become an NA team again. Then we have to work our way back up to contending with Europeans. So I'm pretty sure they didn't think they'd be here as quickly as this. Like, again, they've gotten caught up in the whirlwind a little bit. I'm sure the in-game leader, the coach, etc., everyone's kind of feeling like things are going even better than I hoped they would. So for them right now, I think, first of all, with all that Cloud9's done in the last 3 months,
yes,
Team Liquid was looking like, well, yeah, that was Team Liquid. Simple was the good team. This new one's just all right, and Cloud9's clearly the #1 team. This is a chance to take that #1 spot back in NA and really show yourself to the Europeans that maybe you're going to be in the mix from now on, even without Simple. Maybe when the next major comes around, you could be making like a semi-final just off your own talents.
And there's no doubt that I think that's what everyone would be excited to see, right? To see North America fighting in the European players.
Guess it'd be all right.
Regularly competitive. Yanko, though, I'd like to take the opportunity to kind of pick your brain on Dust2, though. Let's start the discussion about the map. We don't have an abundance of time, and Dust2 will be the final opportunity for these teams to get to the grand final.
Yes, Dust2 obviously a very open map, one of the maps where you have an easier time on the T side because you can play off of spawns, you can play without much utility, you can try and bait out the CTs, bait out their rotations, and then exploit that to your own advantage. So this is where I think, even if you're not a very practiced team, you know how to play it in general. You can always rely on your aimers, you can make it so that you go for a lot of aim duels. The problem is, if the other team is practiced on it, they disallow you to do that. They play for the retakes, and that's where you need a lot of teamwork, a lot of coordination to be able to combat in those situations.
We saw Liquid twice on Dust2, as I've highlighted already. NaVi have yet to play it in this tournament. Now, is it the fact that we've seen Liquid on it twice? Is it worth highlighting that we've seen a lot more from them on Dust2? So have NaVi. Yanko, do you not think they're going to be aware of what to anticipate here? They probably sat there and watched that Fnatic match.
To an extent, yes, but I think Liquid is a very good team, and I have to give props to Peacemaker as well at adapting within a tournament, right? Changing their playstyle a little bit and adapting towards their opponent as well. Dust2 is one of the first two maps they started playing in this new lineup of the team, but they only have one win on it. The first game was against G2, they managed to win that one, but after that, 4 straight losses, I think.
And so with that said, expectations and predictions, we're ready to jump in. I want to get this started ASAP. Duncan, what do you think?
What I think can make this really fun, aside from the fact neither team's fantastic on the map and neither team would necessarily have picked into this, have really let it come as the last thing available. I actually think if you look at it from today's form only, Liquid look like the team in better form, actually. Like, every round they're in with chances here. They're very rarely just getting straight shut out. Meanwhile, NaVi, it's been a bit of a slog even to win that, and it took essentially Flamey going straight God mode to get them one map. So I feel like in terms of the form today, I'll give it to Team Liquid, but in terms of the actual strengths on the map and the strengths in the team, I think NaVi's going to come through, but I think this can be a real crazy one. This should be backwards and forwards. I don't think it shouldn't be any like one-sided affair on any side of the game.
and Jenke.
We saw that NaVi is still struggling with switching positions up, Simple playing towards the B bomb site and C's towards A. I think a big win condition for Liquid, though, is winning the CT pistol, because NaVi on T side, without winning pistol, they sometimes get trapped with being low on economy and force buy, and that's not where they're strongest at. So I'm going with NaVi.
We don't want to miss any of the action. They're jumping into it. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's start it. There you see the fist bumps are going down, and so let's get into it. It's time for our final map in our first semi-final here in the Barclays Center.
And we are ready as well. It's NaVi and Team Liquid here. We're at the Barclays Center in New York for ESL One, and it's gone 3 maps to the semi-finals. Couldn't get any more exciting, and now we're on Dust2. It's going to be a free-for-all. Moses, do you want to? Are you still on the Liquid train? That's what I want to know.
I am absolutely on the Liquid train. It was just, I mean, this team has showed me more than I think anyone thought they would come into this event with. And you've got to believe now, if you ever have. The cool thing was, even had Vugo on Twitter saying that Liquid is a very, very deep team on this map. So no matter how much StarX has looked into them, no matter how prepared NaVi is, there's going to have to be an element of outskilling them. And only Flamey has shown the capability of doing that so far in this series. If Simple, if Guardian do not wake up on this map, it could be over before they even realize that they're in a semifinal.
Look at this. Hiko lurking down on long, 4 men on catwalk. Somewhere out there, some NiP players are watching this and thinking, we know exactly what's happening here. Smokes are going up. Pimp gonna try and flash their way through. They're running onto the bomb site here. NaVi, they need to put a stop to it, but Guardian already tagged up down to 6 health. That is not a good start. Nitro planning on the other side. Liquid, they're performing so well right now, and Hiko's still lurking down long, and he is gonna be the key player right now. It's all about him. Guardian coming in. Nice headshot to pick off Pimp, and a follow-up. JDM going down. Now finally Hiko being put into play. He has to win this fight. Edward holding him back. That's going to be a kill. Elise picking up 1, and he's down in CT spawn. They're up there. Flamey is on it. Can they actually get that defuse home? It's just a couple of seconds away, and it will happen. There's plenty of time for NaVi as they shut down Liquid. Man, that was such a good idea, and the execution was perfect right up until the first couple of kills.
Yeah, a terrible start for Team Liquid in this match because they get everything they could want. A 5-on-5 post plant. Guardian somehow taken out of the fight and still managed to get 2 kills. When NaVi gets those 2 to 3 kills so incredibly quickly, Hiko's flank, just all the power gets taken out of it. Even though he gets that kill, the bomb's not even planted for him. I mean, just so difficult for him to do anything from that spot. Elish is even in CT spawn, so Liquid somehow gives up way too many kills. I mean, really, it's Guardian, that jump-up shot that he cleans up through the corner of a box with 10 HP. That's incredible, and that's a massive kill to get.
Especially after you get dropped to 6 health from the initial engagement, so a bit of a good comeback into that one. Guardian going to be on the A bomb site for a moment, and he's got the M4A1, so he should be in a comfortable position here, not just to buy time, but also to get some kills in. They don't have any armor either.
Well, they get that plant, it's going to be that 3rd round buy. We have to remember as well, against Fnatic, the big difficulty that Liquid had was there was that stretch of 6 rounds where Liquid or Fnatic played retake on this A bomb site, and Liquid was never able to complete the post plant. They would always get the bomb down, but they couldn't win the round. Here, at least, not really too worried about getting a whole lot of kills. That plant in and of itself is all they wanted. 2 kills is nice. Not going to lose any guns from it, but it's going to be a strong buy for Liquid in the next round.
You see Guardian playing very carefully. He had the opportunity to go for that fight early on, and he definitely didn't. He wanted to make sure he didn't give up the M4 or anything crazy like that. So that obviously allowed for the bomb plant, but at the same time, it sort of also made sure that they were gonna probably win that round. So AK is being picked up right now. Technically, Hiko or even JDM could go for the AWP, and he will. It won't be with the armor, so that's the benefit of that second plant here.
Yeah, what we didn't see on previous maps, and there's a good tag. Simple down to 20 HP. That AWP already ringing out for JDM. That's a really, really good start. Pimp is going to be the only one in these upper B tunnels. Guardian challenging on catwalk, and he actually does great damage onto Hiko as well. Neither AWP are able to complete the kills, though.
A bit of a weird start here. Liquid slowly going for the map control. They've got the middle with Hiko, and they've got upper dark with the rest of the team. There's nobody watching long, but Edward would be Really brave for him to try and push out right now, but look at the B-bomb side.
Yeah, look at the reads from NaVi. We saw it on train. Now here, this is that timing push into B tunnels that Liquid did against Fnatic. NaVi has the perfect setup. Simple even with low HP at headshot, but Guardian with the opening kill, and they've wiped out Liquid. No progress gained.
And this position for Hiko, going to go for the kill, not even going to happen. Edward will take him out. It's one of those positions that's so powerful once you get the bomb down, but that was obviously not happening. So a great read coming out of NaVi. Moses, what tipped them?
To be honest with you, I'm not even sure. There might have just been a blatant, just a flat-out read the play. I mean, Hiko was the one up catwalk. If Guardian realizes that's Hiko, and he's the only one that's spotted in middle, maybe Guardian saying, you know, this is going to be that B hit. Maybe someone notices that kind of a tendency. Just the fact that Guardian's so mobile with his AWP, he had a quick rotate, nice drop of the smoke. There's Flamey though, the SMG going to work. So much bonus money and 4 kills for Flamey. A one-man wrecking crew.
And Elise in the middle with just a deagle and 2 health, but that's great news for Flamey. He's up to 6,000 here, and the Guardian is at 9,000 as well with the AWP still, so quite a lot of money working here in favor of NaVi. And they've got to be worried about Flamey continuing on the path he was on. Just to remind you, 39 kills in 1 map, in regulation, no overtime.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. That is an incredible, incredible performance. Fast towards long now, and NaVi just concedes it. They're not going to challenge. Actually, C's is still close up, and he actually burns Nitro alive. Someone didn't realize he was burning, and C's gets a second one. Great follow-up, and this is that early damage on the Liquid they struggled with yesterday.
That smoke right on the corner, making sure they couldn't even catch Edward as he was falling back, which is a little bit unfortunate. That would have been a good follow-up kill. This is doable. Unlike on train, where if you're in a 3-on-4 and training on the T side, you're in a lot of trouble. This you can do. You can sort of find the pickoffs. We'll see if Liquid are going to be able to.
Well, look at the positioning of the NaVi players. I mean, this is going to be the next scary part, is actually trying to retake catwalk here. 2 players. Pimp is going to be all alone, and this is smart from NaVi. You basically have to pick if you're going to do long or catwalk, and here NaVi commits to cat. Pimp waiting for this peek, and he's going to lose it. Edward just swings out, pre-aiming at that angle, and it's just down to Hiko and Elise.
They really needed that angle to come in for. Now it's just going to be a raw battle, and they're 2 men down. A missed shot from Hiko with the AWP does pick up Flamey. It's not a bad start, but they need just a lot more right now. They have the time for it, but it's the positioning that's going to be rough with Edward coming down from long. That's a really big issue, and he headshots Hiko. Going to be out of the round. Elise with the bomb plant, and in a 1-on-3, very nearly undoable. And in fact, Simple, please.
Well, all right then. It's going to be that kind of a game we have going on here. Simple with the jump. Yeah, I mean, that's just so tough to be whittled down in that way, especially that flank coming in from Edward. That's tough to handle, and I mean, it just comes in so fast. They're not ready for it. There's always that like internal timing when you know the flank is a possibility, and that one is just too quick.
Some good spread going on over at NaVi. Every single member having exactly 5 kills. So they're really all pitching in, literally, numerically.
This is tough though, because actually what we didn't see, the chat, is that Elise types out, you know, not even surprised by jumping kills, but actually we'll hold that thought as there's an exchange at long, but that might just show a little bit of mental frustration out of Elise early on in this map, and they cannot have that.
Especially not on Elise.
Yeah,
it's been the cornerstone of this team so far. They gotta not do that. But unlike this play, they go out long, they go a quick trade, and then they fall back, and that's gonna keep NaVi guessing. They do have a double up set up on the NaVi side, and right now Liquid are struggling to find any entrance. The shoulder being seen, C's getting caught. Oh, he got the information and then didn't do much with it. Simple though, point blank range, gonna be taking out Elise.
You can see the danger now. This double offsetting is, I mean, the difficulties it's putting on Liquid. They are getting picked apart wherever they go. Very low utility here at the end as well. Flamey, this is the guy they don't want to run into. Easy kill for him. It's free. They've still got to clear him out, and there it is. Down into a one-on-one. Good trades, but it's Simple, and he's already here.
Right outside, smoke gonna go off. Simple on the other side. He pulls out the pistol. He's got the P250. Close range. It's a 1-shot Nitro. He's got a triple. He fakes it once and just goes to check the window. This is all about timing. Nitro does have a Molotov and another smoke, so it could be really rough for Simple to actually get through this. He's gonna throw the AWP in. Oh my God! Simple, what is happening?
What even is that?
You can't even say that that's a fake. Just for new viewers, if anyone's not familiar with the game, sometimes you will see someone throwing their pistol to pretend it's a grenade to have people turn around. But what did he think? It was going to be an airstrike coming in with a missile from the sky? What is Simple actually doing? Oh my God.
That is just him styling on Nitro. That's him just mentally breaking him, saying, I'm just going to utterly dominate you in this one-on-one. You don't even deserve to be in the same server as me. I mean, it works out that round. That's actually incredible.
But he hasn't died yet. He's got 7-0 right now.
It's not a huge issue because the op actually, with that retake from that position, is not the effective weapon you want to use. He was going to use the pistol even if he had the op in his hand. So just being a little bit fancy with how he executes it.
That is so incredibly ridiculous. I can't believe it just happened, and of course it had to be Simple. One of the reasons why he's gained quite a few fans in his relatively short time in the scene.
Yeah, definitely one of the most exciting players we have in professional Counter-Strike at the moment, and just like a compelling storyline and figure that he's built around himself. So that just adds to the legend.
Liquid, they almost had it. They almost had the breakthrough. Nitro got a triple in that round, and I mean, it wasn't necessarily just all on him. They're down to 45 seconds. They're bringing the bomb back towards long, and look at the setup here between Edward and Seized.
This is going to be so deadly. And I mean, this position from Seized, it's so hard to clear out if you're Team Liquid. Any terrorist team, especially when you have Edward distracting, it's just so hard to clear all these different angles coming out here. So Seized, he could have a lot to do with them not having any progress.
Edward already drawing the attention away, but Nitro hitting a crucial headshot. Seized coming in with 1 kill, and that's not enough. Now the bomb has been picked up. They still have Pimp and Upper Dark. He's going to be running in behind them, and Elijah on catwalk, but the problem is the time. JDM going down, 14 seconds. Guardian picking up 1 more shot with the AWP. He can't get the flick, but there's almost no time here. It's a 1-on-2, and they will get the bomb plant down in the last 4 seconds. Simple now coming in from long, and he's fighting Hiko here again. The soulmates are at it, and Simple, he's got so much confidence, charging up long with the AK, looking for the kill. Pimp not quite going down. There's the headshot, and Liquid, finally they put a round on the board.
Yeah, that's Simple, picking up the pace, trying to get across and over towards the bomb site while that smoke is still up. He wanted to use that to cross because you could see what happens when it clears. Trying to make his way, trying to find that timing, and Pimp just plays it perfectly. So 6-1, and despite, again, 6 rounds in a row for NaVi, back into a double op setup. Outside of Simple, they really don't have a lot of, actually, Simple is even already bought up. I believe he dropped a gun over, but Edward's got the most at 2,400. Everyone else is $700 or below. But these ops still ringing out. Guardian, you got to weigh 2 maps with him being quiet. It's not going to happen for 3.
You know, he has really come alive here. And sadly, the same could not be said for Agent JDM, who's got another 007 scoreline. Just like on Train, he was very absent on that map too, and he is once again here. Very hard for him to find any opening picks, and they desperately need it right now. 4 versus 5 in the middle, and Seized going to be taking a kill before he does go down to Hiko. 3 versus 4.
But because this is a 2-1-2 setup, that kill means virtually nothing. There's still 2 defenders in this B bomb site, and it's not that much of an advantage. Oh, the gun barrel's been spotted. Simple gets tagged up, misses the shot. This is where JDM needs to land this kill. And he's tagged him twice through the box, but it's not finding it. It's Simple! He's incredible from that position, and he stops everything.
He's just crouching back there and taking 30 damage or 45 damage something at a time, and eventually they get their kills in return. And
that's got to be so frustrating.
The reset happening here for Liquid is heartbreaking.
Well, I mean, Vugo mentioned that they had that deep playbook. Well, they're going to have to reach into it now, but on top of that, with Simple, the way he's playing, with Guardian, the way they're playing, 9 and 8 kills respectively. And then you look at Flamey, the star from Train, he's at 8 kills as well. They're matching them in talent as well.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. This is rough right now for the Liquid side. What's a play? They've got the timeout now, so they can talk a little bit about it. What do you do when you're this far behind?
This is something where you need, I mean, if you're not going to have an AWP against a double op that's being very aggressive, you need to go pretty, I think you need to kind of pick up the pace and go pretty fast. You need to avoid taking damage from these AWPs. You need to avoid losing players. during the first 30, 40 seconds of these rounds. It's so difficult to do on Dust2. That's what makes it an Opper's paradise, but they need to find a way to get in contact with one of these rifles, to meet up with the AK or the M4s at the start of the rounds.
I mean, something that has become a main staple of Dust2 is obviously that B split, which hasn't necessarily been easy for Liquid to try and hold, just because they keep running into Guardian on Catwalk with that AWP, so they have to spend so much time worrying about it. But I would like to see if they could execute something like that, just because it's something that everyone intuitively knows. It doesn't require that much planning. They just need a little bit of mid control. Well,
I mean, the other idea is because, I mean, if you're going to go for that mid to B split, which it looked like that last round they tried to do, but Seized was actually there around the smoke to get one kill. NaVi has been playing a 2-on-2, so the best way to really punish that is to take long control, is to find a way to get long control, and then you can even fall off it or press the issue. But if they're going to be cheating players over towards the B site, you go pretty much away from that kind of a stack.
Edward over and along with the MP9. They do not have armor, and I think Liquid just love to get a bomb plant down again. They tried it last time on Catwalk, but with Edward with a quick flank here, if the timing is going to be right for NaVi, then who knows if there even will be one. Guardian is not in a good position to stop them, though. He's actually got no more grenades left and just the AWP, so I think if Liquid go for this right now, they could definitely get the plant in.
And if they could just get lucky and find Guardian, all of a sudden that opens up a possibility to pull off a miracle here in this round. Edward's so far away, and he'll be long range with that MP9. And here it comes, smokes and flashes are executed. Guardian doesn't want to fight for it. He just falls all the way back. There goes Pimp watching for that flank up Catwalk.
Very interesting now. Well, this is a 4 versus 5, but that's quickly going to end. Edward picking up 2 big kills there. And that will be the end of it. Only losing Edward, but he made his money back anyway for an 8-1 scoreline. Liquid, they got the bomb plant. They don't have much of a round loss bonus, but they will have the money to buy anyway. And, I mean, I hate to do this, but where's JDM?
He's still lounging. Not really showed up quite yet. Don't have a good answer for that one. He's been struggling, and I mean, look at what NaVi's done to him though. Now, we're now up 8-1. They don't have time to save to get him an AWP. They can't just give away rounds anymore. So this is NaVi even able, with such a huge advantage, taking JDM off of the AWP. So controlling the economy, and Guardian now, that's a good flashbang to force him back. That's smart, very wise from Liquid to be able to do that. That's the flashbang they were missing on Catwalk. Guardian got that pick off while boosted on Catwalk. That one flashbang could have prevented that.
No, you're absolutely right. And this time they've got the mid control. They've got the bomb and upper. They've got Hiko and Nitro also sort of covering top, mid, and long. So this is just the default spread that's coming out from Liquid. I think default might not be a bad option right now. I just really would like to go for them to go for that B split now that they've got the control.
Well, they've also, I mean, NaVi seems to be doing this 3 players as kind of 3 players at A until, you know, a certain point in the round, and then you can see Seized once again has fallen back to defend against the mid B split. So they want to make sure Team Liquid isn't going to find a timing for that split. And obviously when you have Guardian with the AWP, look how aggressive he's being as well. This is that Guardian you're scared to go against because he's actively trying to take over this game, and so far it's been working.
They are setting up for smokes to try and see if they could zone him out, and that would be good news. But as they're doing it, they have to wait for that Molotov to clear. Edward still has one, and he's down on long. So even if they get up to the bomb site, they have to worry about planting inside of that Molotov. We'll see if it's going to happen. Liquid setting up for the aggression here. 27 seconds left. They are getting ready to run through. Nitro falling down right in the face of Seized. He picks up one and nearly a double Seized with a lot of damage being output already. Guardian helping out, and this is not a good start for Liquid. 3 men left, and Guardian going to take down JDM, looking for a bit more. Hiko almost alone right now. Pimp is going to be going down, and Hiko, 8 seconds. He can't even get the bomb plant here. They do get some kills into the end, but it's just not enough.
Seized wins that round for NaVi. The 1 kill, the damage onto Nitro, protects Guardian with his life. I mean, just prevents anyone from aggressing from A ramp. That's the nightmare situation for Oppers, is someone dropping down and pushing up that ramp on them. And Seized, I mean, Guardian doesn't even have to worry about it with Seized there. So really, really nice defense between those two.
Just a very persistent team. NaVi, rough start to this semifinals, but now they're really coming alive, and it doesn't seem like anything can stop them. Simple taking the fight. He doesn't even need to, but he's going to do it anyway. And Guardian from behind, getting that kill all the way in CT spawn on Hiko, will make it 10-1. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is a completely different NaVi from these first two, and this is what happens when those stars show up. I mean, Simple and Guardian been quiet the first two maps. Well, this is what happens when they're not quiet, because still they have Flamey playing at a very, very good level. So all of a sudden you have three players who can just dominate the game.
I mean,
how do you match this if you're Liquid?
You might be understating it a little bit. You said they're not quiet, but Guardian has got 12, 4, and 3, and Simple's got 13, 1, and 1.
Yeah, they're dominant here on Dust2. And I mean, this is what we knew is an entirely big possibility. Both these players have a great track record of dominating on Dust2. On top of that, as oppers, we've seen the double op setup. Liquid just cannot find any way to even set up for an execution. They've been punished so many times. They're playing with man disadvantages. JDM at least finally has the op in his hand, but he's got no kills, so he's got to turn up here if he wants to have any challenge, or if he wants to help his team. He's got to be able to find a pick.
Well, I mean, we are drawing to the end of the first half here. It's kind of got to be now or never. I think if Liquid get 5 rounds on the board, then they're building something. There's no point there. But they practically need to win the next 5 rounds in a row here. They had the timeout. You'd better hope they come up with something big.
Yeah, I mean, 5 rounds isn't necessarily great, but at least it gives you that window of opportunity. At least it gives you a mistake or two to give up throughout the half if you're going to be making a comeback in the second half. And Edward's just looking to end it. I don't know if they spotted him. He's going to peek out, and that's a good find. Nitro, he can do nothing. It feels like he almost knew he was coming, but just couldn't punish it. Oh, and Edward gets away. That's massive, but still Guardian looking around for one more kill.
He sees that as well. JDM going to be very careful right now. Bit of a shot going in, but not connecting with anyone on the other side. They are trying to get out long in the meantime. A little bit of a damage coming through, but so many Molotovs raining in, and sees an Edward hiding in the smoke. Edward trying to look on top of it. Hiko gonna get the 1 kill, but Edward coming out. Backup is there. Elige with an important refrag. It's a shame he couldn't get a second earlier. There's still a 3-on-3, and Pimp hiding in the middle. Flamey right on the other side, but NaVi, they're not even stressed at all. They're just waiting for Liquid to move.
Still 2 AWPs, and one of those is Guardian. He's on catwalk, so he has the opportunity to turn around if need be. Simple is on this ramp towards the A site. Only 1 smoke left on Pimp, and that's in mid. They need to cross with this current smoke that's deployed.
Simple gonna try for more jumping shenanigans here. If they try and get the bomb down, who knows? Pimp gonna give a big shot there, taking out Flamey now 2-on-3. And Molotov rains out. Simple still waiting. He's making it out with the pistol out. Not gonna be good enough. Elige takes him out, and now Guardian in a 1-on-3, and he's sandwiched in. They couldn't allow this to happen. JDM gonna be going down and looking for another kill. It's not gonna happen this time. Elige will take a triple, and finally Liquid finding a second round.
Yeah, again on the board, but a lot of rebuys. Drops are going to come out for the Liquid side. So again, they're going to be rough on money, and if they get reset here, that might just be all over. That might just be the final nail in the coffin for Liquid, even if it's only the first half. Dire situation for them.
Bit of a jump in the middle. They do want to challenge. JDM not afraid to take the fight in the middle, but Guardian not going to give it to him. Over at long, we do have a 3-man stack, so that leaves middle and catwalk very open.
Basically free mid control, and Liquid's going to be so very happy with that one. It's only a single op now as well. Guardian has his. Simple didn't go back into it. Might have been able to have the money for a drop from someone else, perhaps, but their economy is not the strongest that we've seen it. Still working their way up catwalk is Team Liquid, and this is just kind of the default. 1 player watching long, that's going to be Hiko, and then 1 in upper B tunnels, that is going to be Pimp. The other 3 take control of catwalk, and they kind of decide from here if they want to do some kind of mid to B split, if they want to do this execute on A, but this time both players for NaVi in the site.
Guardian, a lot of smokes there. Wall of them right in front. The Molotov as well. He's going to have to fall back and try and buy some time with that flashbang. And helping out there is Seized, and the follow-up flashbang was so good. Seized picking up a double, helped by Guardian. This is great work for NaVi. Even without the flashy AWP kills, they're just doing solid fundamentals. JDM, 2 on the board. Finally, he's shown up. And now it's Edward and Flamey left. 2 versus 3. Liquid looking for a 3rd round, and JDM going to miss that kill. Not an easy one to get, and Edward now with a 1-on-1. Hiko has to get it, but he won't. Edward clutching the round. You're going to steal that AWP. This is heartbreaking, Moses.
With all the delays and all the time it takes to actually clear the site, no one is really aware in the chaos that Edward is still alive on long, and he picks a perfect timing to pounce. They're not ready to protect against that kind of a play at that moment, and Hiko is caught out in the open eventually in that one-on-one, and this is that nightmare. They are reset, so Liquid, they can really bring not much into this round, but they almost have to buy here.
14th round coming up. Another reset for Liquid here, but they've not even gone for that much. I was wondering if they wouldn't just try and go for Tech-9 armor and see if they could work. But Deagles, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this is... either way, it's going to be a long, long way for Team Liquid to climb in the second half, but, you know, almost conceding around here when you're down 11-2, it's a scary prospect to make that call and say, just trust that we'll win it from 3-12 with a spam through the smoke. Simple, of course.
Oh, and they're going to line up. He gets another headshot. Somebody stop this man. Flamey going to follow up, and Simple with a quad kill, because really, why not at this point? Just add some eco frags and make it a 17-2-3 scoreline right now. This is what everyone was worried about when NaVi picked up Simple, that it would end up like this. The firepower it's almost unmatched in the Counter-Strike scene right now.
Yeah, certainly, I mean, maybe not from top to bottom, but like certainly just the strength of that firepower is absolutely insane. Especially when two of them show up together. That's when you're just like, how do we actually stop this team? And Guardian now has the angle. Hiko's got to be feeling very trapped over there until that smoke plumes, but NaVi, this is pretty tricky. They've actually already snuck Edward in, so a very nice set play to get Edward in a situation. He can have a fast flank from here. This is gathering intel. Look at the rotation. Everyone falls back, sees back towards middle. So NaVi throughout this half has done a very good job of finding safe timings for these 2-on-2 setups.
You could tell from Hiko's spam at the wall there that he's not quite aware that Edward could have gone through. He was sort of shooting a different angle there. We'll see how that's going to be working out. An interesting 1v1 over there that could really have a big impact on the round. The thing is, Edward can see the shadow of Hiko when he comes through anyway, so that's a big advantage. Doesn't always get converted into a win. You see Hiko's right on the other side. Edward is there. Hiko gonna shoulder peek it in, and Edward still wins the fight. That wasn't necessarily a bad idea for Hiko. Now can they follow it up? Nitro, grenade in. Edward hasn't taken enough damage, and he still gets the double kill. Oh no, and now back here, Flamey ready to buy time. Simple close range as well with the M4. This is all falling apart. JDM gonna go down. Flamey, one click there at the end, and that's a 13-2 scoreline in favor of NaVi. They are 3 rounds away from a grand final here in New York.
That is such a brutal half, and Liquid. Tough climb back into this. They did make a huge comeback against Fnatic the first time around, but I'm not sure they have it in them to do it again.
I am not sure either. We're going to find out right after a quick break. We'll be back with the second half here, third map. Stay with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Why are they doing this to me? I was trying to make a serious introduction here, and oh no, we're never gonna outlive that. I love this. The airstrike fake coming out as Simple as well, throwing his AWP across the wall just absolutely brutal for a 13-2 half finish in favor of NaVi. Rising up out of their graves that they were put in on the first map. It was so well done by Liquid. They dominated on cobblestone. They did very well on train. They almost brought it back, even if NaVi were looking like the stronger team. But this is a different story. We are now into the second half, third map here. Winner going to go straight to the grand finals, and our second semifinal is still coming up. So there's a lot of Counter-Strike coming up on the channel. Do not go anywhere even after we are done. Nitro in lower dark with Pimp here as a bit of a distraction. And Elise and JDM, everybody from Liquid deciding mid is where the party's gonna be, and NaVi, they seem to be reading it. They're so far back right now.
Yeah, this is pretty incredible, and just the amount of manpower Liquid has devoted here. Simple being so cautious. There's only utility on one player. That's a smoke and Molotov on seized. And when do they decide to move forward with this? Because there's now 3 players instead of 4 for Team Liquid, so a little bit of breathing room. But this stack has got to at least take out Simple.
Well, he shoulder peeks it. Is he going to check the box? He's running in. He will. Nitro out. JDM with a very important refrag. They need more. Liquid cannot lose this round. There's almost no chance they'll make it anywhere if they do. Also, a little bit of damage being put into JDM and Pimp. They're falling back up into the site with JDM now covering up on A and Elish down on long. So a lot of time has been wasted here, but they still have that Molotov unseized. And over at long, Elish, this USP is much better at like really long range. Close range, these Glock could take him out. Guardian already through Elish in a lot of trouble. Can he even reload this? He's got 7 bullets left. He's gonna get the one headshot. He can't get the follow-up. And now it's Pimp and Hiko here. 2 versus 3. Pimp looking for the clicks, but not quite getting it. Hiko, can he get here in time to help out? Pimp is very much alone. And finally, they're gonna be able to team up, but the bomb has gone down, and there's a kill for Simple. Takes another one. That's a triple, putting Liquid 10 feet under. Simple with 21, 2 and 3. We've got to be close to a record here.
That's such an efficient way to just be a dominant player in this game. And what a pistol round. The awareness to still check for Nitro behind that box and just cleaning things up with the USP. That was so smart from NaVi as well, falling back off that catwalk aggression. They're basically saying, Liquid, you're spread thin. You have to figure out where we're going, and everywhere we have, we're going to have a man advantage. And it's well done. Now Liquid, they have to win this buy. They have to do it with the scouts, JDM and Elish, with those upgraded pistols on Pimp, Nitro, and Hiko. But such a long route to take.
I really like the double scout play coming out of Liquid. I feel like now is the time to just try anything. In fact, I would have bought as many scouts as I could. Just gone for 5 scouts at this point in time, because something's just got to work right now, or they won't have any say at all on Dust2. It's been rough already.
They've gotten a good tag. They've got great damage on a Guardian, obviously, but the issue is these scouts, they aren't being aggressive at all. They aren't finding anything. They need to be able to chip some of these NaVi players down to help the pistols out. Hiko's about to get swarmed. He's the only one there. There's Nitro with the deagle from window, but Pimp's gonna be forced to try and make a play. There's the scout on Elish, and can Pimp actually do it? No. He gets nothing into a 3-on-3.
He saw both players, but he didn't quite commit to either one, so that makes it a little bit tricky. You are right on the 3-on-3 part. Nitro in the back line here with the deagle. He could be the big star for them. There's the kill coming through. Looking for more on seized. And Nitro picking up the 3rd one in the middle. Simple. Going to be able to spray down the kill. 35 seconds turns around. A bit of a weird jump coming out as well. A little bit of a nervous tick, I think, for Simple. And now it's a 1-on-2. He's got the time, but he can't find the kill. Nitro absolutely wrecking NaVi. Quad kill with the deagle.
I had a little bit of life left in Liquid here at the end. Getting that 2nd round, that's huge to try and make a comeback into this, but they've got to go on a massive run here. 2 rounds to give up for the rest of the game.
I don't even know how you would summon the strength to fight for this any longer, but Liquid are going to have to find a way to do it.
This CT side, though, they had a pretty intimidating double op setup against Fnatic of their own. If Nitro and JDM even find the money to get into that. Because you can see NaVi, they've invested right back into this round. Everyone's bought up. They've got an AK on Simple, the playmaker, and Deagle's on Guardian Flaming Edward. So a lot of danger in this buy from NaVi.
Elish going to be able to hear them if they make too much noise up on Catwalk, and they are being fairly quiet at the moment. JDM going to be down towards long with a scout, and that's not that much stopping power at the moment, so he should be trying to play it as safe as he can. Good shot, taking down Guardian, but that's Simple there with a refrag. Elish going to be very careful right now. They can't give up any more kills. Just the fact that Simple has that AK really should strike fear into their hearts, and the bomb is going down. They don't have a defuse kit right now. This is horrendous for Liquid. They're quite far away. They're in the, I mean, CT spawn here, but down at long. Someone has to help Pimp get out of that pit, and Hiko now also being flanked there for Seized. Liquid are wasting so much time just because NaVi's positions are so hard to deal with. This 4 versus 4, trying again. Pimp with a strong headshot coming out. Flamey taking one, but Hiko with a good tap there makes it a 2-on-2. As Seized gonna be picking up one more kill. He's already got the double, and Hiko's practically out of time. There's nothing he can do. He's just knifing the box here, and Hiko, it's gonna be done. Simple. Triple for him. A 15th round for NaVi. Match and map point here.
At this point, this is just Simple saying, you guys needed me, because he is having no mercy on his former teammates, on Hiko, on anybody. He is just rolling through these guys, and that, I mean, that's it. You were exactly right. As soon as Simple's AK rings out in this round, the UMP has to give ground. 3 players coming from CT spawn, but they don't have the utility, and just spending way too much time without a kit trying to get into the bomb site. Stranglehold on this match for NaVi.
Pimp in the pit, he's getting back up quick, but they really need to win this. There's a good shot taking down Flamey. They line up, and there it is. Coming out with a flawless round as NaVi managed to all stumble into each other in that very narrow choke. Couldn't have gone better for Liquid.
Maybe a little bit too late, though. I mean, a little bit of life, something the crowd can cheer about, but still, I mean, they've got to win 11 straight, and that's not even to win. That's just to get into overtime.
It's not particularly encouraging, is it? They do have a 5 kill death ratio for Simple, 25, 2, and 5 right now. I can't even handle that. That's too much.
Unreal way for him to seal this series if they do end up. And I mean, this is the thing with NaVi with this many rounds, they could just save. They could just say, all right, we'll wait until we can get rifles so we get the ops out. But it just seems like they want to end it very quick.
Simple already out on catwalk here, looking for a kill with a deagle. They do have 3 of them on the NaVi side, and they're actually being given a lot of space in the middle. Look at how they're walking in. Nitro and Hiko. This is exactly how you don't want to play around like this. Actually, they're going to be falling back NaVi. If they'd gone for it then, I'd have been very worried.
This is how actually Fnatic wanted to go around against Team Liquid with these deagles, is being very, very mobile. A group of 3 basically probing and prodding different areas of the defense, trying to find the pressure point. And it is the respect that Liquid gives up in mid. Look at this, they just now spotted. Hiko gets that kill with the M4. He's holding him at bay, and that's gonna seal it. So this time, Liquid, they don't fall to the pistols.
See, he's going to be going down, and NaVi not quite seeing the timing window that was there. I mean, normally you don't get to walk that far into the middle without someone spotting you or something happening, so they just didn't feel very confident about it. They tried a different avenue. It didn't work out, and now NaVi are out of money. So we'll see if Liquid can continue on here. Moses, I know you're a firm believer in this, and I was too. This 10-round comeback here.
This would be incredible. Still very far away from it even being a possibility to think about. This is really where you do go to the cliche of 1 round at a time. NaVi just jumping out, trying to end this. The spray from Elige does pretty good damage. JDM left alive with that AWP, but it's Pimp who's cleaning him up. So now it's down to 9 in a row.
We're just gonna have a slow countdown here. NaVi will have money to buy, but they also have tactical timeouts, and they have gone for one. So curious to see what they are going to come up with.
Well, this is the thing, because to get that big of a lead in a half when you win it 13-2, the big way you do that is just demoralizing Team Liquid, where they don't even feel comfortable, they don't even feel confident in themselves after that kind of a beatdown. So this is NaVi saying, we have this huge lead, we can save this, but let's figure out exactly what we want to do in this round. Let's just end it, because if Team Liquid does start going on a run, we've seen them make that 8. What was it? 8. There was 14-8 against Fnatic, and then they were 13-8, and they won 16-14. So we've seen Liquid make these deep runs with 8 straight rounds. They did it against NaVi earlier on Kabul. So NaVi know they're entirely capable of it, and they don't even want to let that damage have an opportunity, that scary momentum point for Liquid even build up to any level.
Just want to give just a little bit of credit to JDM just because we were focusing on him a little bit negatively earlier. But he has sort of caught up to his teammates, actually. He's at 9 and top fragging is Hiko at 14 on that team. So he's actually done a good job picking himself up again, which you have to imagine cannot have been easy after not getting any kills for like the first 8 rounds or something.
I mean, the issue is one, that's maybe a little bit too late in the match to have much of an impact. And 2, the fact that he's already caught up to his teammates is also not that promising.
Yeah, it means everyone else is
not doing too hot either.
Far ahead. No, you're right. Almost at the point where the top fragger and Liquid is tied with the bottom fragger and NaVi. So not quite, but it's almost there. Elige and JDM with a classic setup. Elige being in Goosh and then Goose and then JDM down on long.
Yeah, this is not a bad setup whatsoever for Team Liquid. They do have, I mean, with Nitro on the B site, they can stack over here towards A. This is going to be tough. Elige in this corner again, and here's the execution running into the site. JDM needs to get at least 1, but he keeps getting blinded. These flashes for NaVi are excellent.
Really good, and the smokes are preventing JDM from helping out too much. This is a bit tricky right now. They need more attention down towards long. Elige with a good shot. He's gonna go for a second one there, but Flamey will take him out. And you can see Pimp and JDM, they can't really do much. They do spot Edward in the back lines, and that's a very important kill for JDM. Critical in the round here. 4 versus 3. NaVi close to a victory. The bomb is down. They just need this 1 round, and they're going to be straight in the grand final. But Seized gets taken out. That's Nitro with the AWP, leaving Flamey and Guardian here. And Liquid, now's the time to get back in and defuse that bomb. Flamey up on the side, still Guardian out in the open. He's going to be going down, and now it's all on Flamey. He can't make it work, and Liquid live to fight another day.
That's a really, really cool smoke that NaVi throws deep on towards long. JDM gets flashed back, and it's not the typical smoke just blocking cross that those operators can look over, but that smoke prevents them really from getting any kind of useful angle to up towards catwalk, out towards quad, or even Gandalf. So, I mean, a really, really interesting smoke from NaVi, and JDM could not handle it. So back onto the pistols, even with that plant, the losing bonus is going to start building up. We're going to get to that point now where we're going to see half buys every round for NaVi, or if they get plants, we'll see the buy. So they're going to start putting a lot of pressure on Liquid.
Liquid got to make sure they don't fall to this Tech 9 Deagle type scenario again. It is super mobile. You can be so fast, run and gun, and because it's around that you don't have a lot of investment into, you're going to be fearless anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've just got to be basically scared of maybe not scared, but they need to be aware that every single round, they've only got 1 left to give up before they're just out of the tournament. So every single round, no matter, they're just going to take everything as a gun round essentially for the rest of this half.
No, I think that's exactly right. They are setting up with the smokes here, going to be raining in again, looking for more bomb plants so they can get more buy rounds out of it. It's not a bad tactic either. JDM again with the smokes in on him, just trying to shut him down. Elige gets a kill, and critical again from JDM, taking out another one there and shutting it out. Slowly but surely, he's creeping his way back into this game. 15-8.
And not a bad idea from NaVi. I mean, the A bomb site, even if you get 1 kill, JDM's forced to play retake. They don't find it on Elige, but that's the idea. And also, why not go at the player who's been struggling on the other team? Go right at him and see if he can actually stop you. Scary part is the crowd is starting to get back into it. Still 7 rounds away for Team Liquid, though.
We have seen that time and again in Counter-Strike history, how the crowd can actually make a difference. So if Liquid can hear it, if they can sense it, and especially maybe if they can start to just believe in it a little bit, maybe it will happen. Over at long, it's Pimp playing alone, and then they have a catwalk set up with JDM. He's gonna get flashed and falling back, but the power of that setup is it's not entirely risk-free, but it's close.
Elige is aggressive play of his own. This is a 50-50 play. Simple. Is he going to turn around? Here's the footsteps. Elige, the timing's not with him. Oh, and trying to get back into the smoke. Elige overextends, and that's a huge punish for NaVi.
Trying to make a play for his team, may have given up a hell of a lot right there. And Simple even looked a bit confused for a moment, like he wasn't quite sure where that flashbang popped in from. This is really rough, 15-8 here. And JDM down on long, but this position, they've already shown that they know how to deal with it. They're going to put out the grenades and then fall back with the bomb. Hiko, he's in CT spawn. I think he might have heard them running back. Nitro alone on the backside. He needs help right now. They get the kill on Simple in the middle, but Nitro just has an AWP. If he doesn't get the kill, he will pick up Flamey. He needs more. Not going to go down yet. He's tagged in the leg, 16 health, and he's trapped in the corner. Oh, Nitro picking up a kill on Edward, and that's going to be the round. Pimp shutting down Guardian. Heroic play coming out of Nitro.
And that position as well, back of the site, nowhere to go. He's got to be patient, waiting for the flashbangs, waiting for Hiko to make his way over there. It might have been the kill from Pimp, though, that eliminates that player from NaVi watching middle. That really sealed the deal, because that allowed Hiko to really get on his horse, throw caution to the wind, because Nitro had so much to do. But this is the thing. NaVi now noticed that Nitro is the only defender there, so why not rush it? It's just an AWP. If he misses a shot, it's a huge advantage, and there's the miss. Now NaVi can swarm into the site. 2 misses. It's going to have to be a 5-on-5 retake. Nitro's got to be so careful here he doesn't fall.
And Seized is on catwalk. If he's patient, if he waits, Pimp going to go and check it. That's so important. Great play from Pimp. If that doesn't happen, then it can all crumple. But the bomb is down, all the grenades here on Liquid. This is a very doable retake. They can zone out almost every position. Simple is going to have a really hard time in the back lines there. The flashes are going to be coming through already. And Liquid want to continue here. Pimp picking up a double kill of the round before he's out. And Nitro there with the kill, leaving just Guardian alone. He's inside the smoke hiding, tapping the bomb. Nitro gonna get that kill, pushing it to 15-10.
But now Liquid needs to make an adjustment. They cannot cheat Nitro into that bomb site all on his own. NaVi now knows it, and they try and take advantage of it there. It almost works out.
If you are watching at home, this atmosphere here at the Barclays Center is exactly why you need to get to a Counter-Strike event at some point in the future. It is so much fun. 15-10 Liquid. They're throwing everything they have at this game right now. And, I mean, everyone is starting to play right now. Pimp is top fragging at 20 kills on Liquid. Not that far behind Simple at 26.
Yeah, and I mean, those are some key kills that he gets on catwalk these past 2 rounds. Not forgetting the fundamentals, not to clear out the points that you need to in order to rotate properly. Very, very smart player fundamentally. And that's one of the strengths that he had when he was brought into this team. That's one of the reasons why Liquid had picked him up.
Well, timeout is done, so 10 seconds here. We'll be into the 26th round. But if you are within traveling distance of North America, don't forget there is that Oakland event coming up in the 3rd week of November. So definitely
Second week.
Oh, I can't count, obviously. But yeah, definitely remember to buy some tickets for that and come and check it out. In the middle here, Guardian already tagged up, and so is Simple. So a great win already for Liquid, who are fighting their way back into overtime. That's what they need. And look at the adjustment, Moses. You called for it.
Yeah, well, this is actually more than I expected to come out of Liquid. JDM here going to aggressively peek towards middle, trying to control it. That smoke's going to stop him, but 3 players for Liquid playing over at that B bomb site. Maybe a little bit of an overextension, but thinking that rush was a very, very scary thing in the last time and not wanting to have to mess with another retake. The bomb is dropped all the way back towards T-spawn in the suicide passageway, so that's a little bit scary.
They have fallen back to a more normal setup here, but if it's a B-split again, then Nitro and Hiko, the problem is that Nitro's position is great if a lot of people are coming in from upper, but if they take out Hiko or even force him back, then suddenly Nitro is just in the middle of everywhere, and that is not going to be that great. JDM with a fight. Oh, takes out Guardian. Just a quick adjustment there. I mean, JDM has taken a really long vacation in this semifinals, but now that he's showing up, these kills are critical.
I thought Guardian had the angle. I didn't think there was a chance JDM had to win that really, really fast speed. The long push, though, is punished by Seas. You almost have to feel like that's not needed from Liquid. They had the advantage. And look at the scary spot JDM's in. He's got to pick long or catwalk, and Seas just backs off. This is buying so much time. And now he's completely evacuated the long cave. So the plant goes down, and it's got to be a 3-on-4.
how do you possibly come back from this? They're already wasted. They know C's is in there somewhere. That's what they're worrying about. That's why they can't just commit to this retake here. JDM, a lot of this might be up to him. He's already got the 1 kill here. Looking for a second one. Simple has his aim trained on an angle flashbang in. C's comes through. That's a quad kill, and that's going to be it. NaVi are in the grand finals one more time. A legendary team. They're going to make it all the way. 26 kills on Simple, 21 on Flamey, who has had an absolutely godlike semifinals.
Yeah, Flamey in this series is my MVP. All 3 maps, a force. Simple there at the end, just bringing him over the finish line. Incredible stuff from NaVi. Tested so much on the first 2 maps. You could see even this 3rd map was going to be contested, was going to be close. But that first half from NaVi, it's just too much. Liquid may even make a good comeback to win, what, 5, 6, 7 in a row there at the end, but just not enough to give up.
I would love to see a shot of Hiko and Simple just meeting at the center of the stage here. Yeah, there it is. That was predictable. Former teammates, still soulmates.
Yeah, well, still, I mean, Liquid can leave this proud, I think. I think this is a good showing from them overall that they can still survive post-Simple in this lineup, because that was the big question.
I mean, if you look at it overall, you've got Liquid nearly going back to train and winning it and almost doing it on Dust2. Down to the main stage, we do have Red Eye ready for an interview, so please, Paul, take it away for us.
Okay, we have Simple on the stage. Simple, come in a little bit. I just want to talk to... First of all, happy birthday, sir. It's your birthday today, so congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you.
Good way to celebrate. 2-1. Talk about the maps, though, because the first map didn't go very well for you guys. What did you change up?
We knew that they're gonna pick Cobble. We knew that they're strong on Cobble. It was very hard to play second map against them because it was like tough score. And if you lose round, we don't have economic, like guns, you know. It was very hard play against Liquid.
Very tough, but game 2, Flamey was incredible on game 2.
Yeah, thanks Flamey that won for us second map. He was lucky in some moments, but he played really well.
And then third game looked like it was pretty easy in the end, but it got tough towards the end. Liquid they never lay down and died, and you know that, having played with them. So what are you guys talking about in that last game? Are you just trying to stay calm, find some picks, find some openings? What's happening for you?
It was very hard when you have 15 rounds to finish one round, because every time when you lose a round, you think, oh my God, we can lose. We just did pause and everyone got his concentration, you know. Everyone just calmed down and we did a good round and we won the game.
Lots of clutches by you. I want to talk about one in particular. What you've basically done to everyone playing Counter-Strike for the next 3 weeks is everyone is going to be throwing AWPs over walls now. Thanks for that.
It was just like fake, you know. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that's all.
It was pretty cool indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Simple and NaVi are through to the grand final.
Thank you.
Why did they even press
The game is hot, as are the mics, and it's going to be NaVi versus Liquid that has concluded. Our first semi-final done, and damn, did the audience get a little bit of a show towards the end of that one. NaVi may have started strong on Dust2, but Liquid decided to push them further and further. Duncan and Yanko here to understand exactly what happened over on Dust2. Now, I think we have to start at the very beginning in terms of NaVi just establishing a very vast lead very early on Yanko. Liquid couldn't seem to find their way in.
Definitely so, and the thing is, Liquid, when they were they would win pistol rounds against Fnatic, and that's what would make it easier for them early on, right, to play their T side. Yeah. And it disallowed Fnatic to go for that aggression. Now the tides have turned for them on Dust2. They lose that pistol round, and you could see that NaVi is capable of being as aggressive. I hate pointing out individual players, but Liquid had a lot of rounds where they would get to the bomb site, right? They would get into the afterplant position. Yeah. The fact that JDM couldn't get a single kill for the first 10 rounds, usually that's where his strong suit is, right? You get the bomb down, he gets into position, and then he's that turret just taking long-range battles and securing the afterplant situation for your team alongside Hiko. That was the missing spark Liquid needed in some of those rounds.
Yeah, for nearly all the first half, JDM was sat on like 0 kills, got 1 towards the end. Very, very disappointing. I mean, he's known as a guy who lounges. Well, to quote the battle rapper Roan, if he was any more laid back, he'd be horizontal. So yeah, no, obviously, unfortunately for Team Liquid, I mean, you've seen that over the whole tournament. I have to say, despite how far they came, the fact that, okay, at one point maybe you thought they could go to the final, I think JDM still hasn't found his place in this team. Somehow he's not the JDM from CLG at the moment, and that's kind of one of the things I think they need, because on the other side of the equation, the stars from NaVi over these last 2 maps have shown up. I mean, Guardian didn't need so much, obviously, but again, Flamey did it on the map before, and this time Simple was going crazy.
I think even with JDM's underperformance in the first half, NaVi did a great job of reading Team Liquid. Yeah. You could see how they even had 4 players stacked on the A bomb site once Liquid tried to go for that smoke A execute. So considering that they also had the simple crazy clutch round with throwing the AWP, why not, in the air, and the jumping headshot, the gun round before that on the A bomb site, all those things combined, it's really hard for Liquid to get any more than even 2 rounds.
I do want to take the opportunity while you're talking about Flamey and Simple, you know, these 2 huge names that did deliver and fire on a cylinder. The stars did shine bright on that semi-final stage. I want to bring up the stats just so we can kind of visualize and understand exactly how well they were performing. Simple, big smile on his face, of course, on his birthday, securing a spot in the grand final and 1 step away from lifting the iconic ESL One trophy. But you can see the numbers. This is what's important, is keep your eyes on Mr. Simple and Flamey. In this game, this is in that match alone, across 3 maps, 76 frags for Flamey, over 100 ADR. Simple not too far behind him, just nipping at the heels with 68 frags and closing in on 90 ADR. Now, take the opportunity to look at Liquid as well. I like that. Just, oh, never mind, it's fine. We have Flamey and Simple, and these are the ones you've chosen to highlight, Duncan.
Yeah, I mean, these were the 2 guys. I mean, it's funny that not only have they not required a big performance from Guardian, it almost hasn't mattered. That's what's so bizarre, because they've got these other 2 young superstars. I mean, these are the future of the CIS region. 2 very, very skilled players, both very young, by the way. Flamey also quite a young player, so this can be kind of the face of NaVi for years to come. But I mean, that 1v1 that Simple was in there, I think that really is like a signature round. I mean, we're going to see it again here, because the whole point of this is, sure, anyone could do that in theory. It's just it would never occur to most players to do this, okay? Not only that, he thinks he can do it and it will work. So what's great about Simple is, it's true, if you ever see him have a bad game, it looks like he's overly spontaneous, like he's always trying to do something and move around, but when he's in the flow as a result, it makes it utterly devastating, because you don't know where it's going to come from.
Honestly, I think that on the pro level, tier 1 level, I think that the fake flash thing works in maybe a 50 or 100 times even. So him throwing his gun to do it is just more of a psychological thing than anything else, because think of how much that's insult to injury to Nitro. The fact that he does that, which is fairly stupid, if I may be honest, and he still gets the kill with a pistol straight away.
So, I mean, I guess if you think about it, in Nitro's mind, he suddenly has these thoughts, and he just gets down for a second, he's like, is he picking up a rifle? Is there something that he can pick up back there? Why is he, I mean, what, like, how, it gets your brain thinking about things other than holding that angle, sure.
And then he dies, and he's like, did he really just do that? And did they really just lose to that? So I was impressed by Liquid that, for one, I was surprised that they didn't take a timeout immediately after that, but they did manage to win the following round nonetheless, so didn't seem to affect them all that much.
But I mean, this is why they brought Simple into NaVi, because especially that last major, for anyone who doesn't realize, that's the thing. There'd always been great, like, smaller land performances from Simple. There'd been moments he might win, but because of how exceptional he was in Cologne, the NaVi guys looked at that and they were like, I mean, we need something at the moment to win. Like, we're just too far off, so how can we not take a chance on that? Because this is a guy who can do almost impossible things. And so, admittedly, he's still got a final to go through yet. He's far from winning that MVP trophy yet. But this is a guy where, if his team is the right vehicle around him and he plays to the highest level, one day he can be the best player in the world.
I'd like to touch on the second half briefly, though. Even though I didn't think that Liquid actually had a realistic chance of coming back, since NaVi got to 15 on such an early time. They do have an interesting way to approach their CT side. You could see how often they go for those blind stacks towards 4 players towards A or 3 players towards B. And that it's dangerous to play against that, right? They don't give away any info until you get to the actual bomb site. You can't really know how many players are waiting for you. In that situation, I think it's a very good call to go for a delayed long take, smoking off the left side that we see create that wall of smokes, because there you have a favorable chance of getting a trade. And after that, with long control, you can go A, or you can just decide to rotate back to a different part of the map. So dangerous thing to play against, but it was shaky at one point for NaVi there.
It was shaky, by no means perfect, but they're in the grand finals. Liquid did make them sweat, and I know for now it will be a bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but there's no doubt that this will feel like a big step in the right direction. Having achievements with Pimp, and of course another feather to their cap. For now, though, we will be taking a short break. If you are enjoying all of the action, you're gutted you couldn't quite come to the Barclays Center. If your schedule didn't quite line up, there is another event coming up in your area. Fingers crossed. It's, of course, IEM Oakland. That's coming up just next month. You get to look forward to a $300,000 event going down actually in maybe your back garden. You be sure to check it out, though. It's going to be available. You can see the link there. It's iem-oakland.com. And all 4 of the playoff teams here are going to be there as well. So you can see your favorite teams doing battle in your favorite game. Right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's our second semi, and it's a big one. SK versus Virtus Pro. Some wanted this for the final, but we get it right here, right now, after this.